Greetings, student. Hope you all are doing good. As you know, Banquet is one of the largest food and beverage service outlet which is responsible for handling large gathering at a time, like wedding, reception, dinner, birthday parties, anniversaries, business dinners, and product launch, etc. While banquet literally mean a formal meal with toast and speech, and student handling or organizing these kind of formal events need lots of planning and attention. So student, with this I want to inform you that today we are going to learn about how to organize a banquet function. So with the help of video we will learn about how to organize a banquet function and other points of consideration. So let's begin the session. In this session we will learn about how to organize a formal banquet function. The term banquets mean formal meal with toast and short speeches by the guests. It is an organized event at which all guests eat the same meal at the same time. Everything is arranged ahead of time and number of guests is usually large. Banquet department of food and beverage service department is responsible for organizing function catering under the direction and control of banquet manager. Following is the list of some of the banquet events like wedding, birthday parties, anniversaries, business dinners, government function, and product launch, etc. Success of a banquet function depends on the careful planning and it starts the very moment when guests reserve the event. So following are the steps which need to be taken in consider. So there are basically 4 steps: before the function and on the day of the function, then during the function and after the function. So these 4 stages need to be considered. Before function start, following point need to be considered. Finalizing the seating plan with the host, which tells who will sit where and the table number. Working out the staff requirement and hiring if necessary. Checking the availability of audiovisual facilities and other requirement and their working condition and hiring them if it is necessary. Setting up the table plan as required by the host. Setting up the rostrum, podium, dance floor, screen, etc. as required. Setting up the dining area and buffet setup, etc. Conducting a service rehearsal for very formal service and inviting the host for final checkup and adjusting the plan according to his or her requirement. Food and beverage in charge and the service supervisor should closely monitor the function of organization. In the picture you can see some basic or common style of banquet setup. The first style of setup is the banquet style or round table setup, which is the most important one. The second is the classroom style. Then there is block shape. There are 2 block shape: conference and hollow square shape. Then there is theater style shape, and then there is U style shape. Apart from that, there are many other kind of banquet setup. Finalizing the staffing for the function. It depends up to the style of service being provided during the banqueting event. If providing American service, there should be 1 server for per 20 guests. If providing silver service, then there should be 2 server per 30 guests. If it's a buffet service, then 1 waiter per 30 guests. If providing cocktail reception, then 1 server for 30 to 40 guests. And bartenders, 1 bartender for per 50 guests. If there is a buffet dinner, then setting up buffet is a very important task. So following could be the sequence of a formal buffet dinner. There could be soup station, salad and cold cuts. Then there can be veg main course and starches. Then there can be non-veg main courses, then desserts and treats, and then at last tea coffee station. The number of courses can vary from banquet to banquet. It depends up to the selection or choice of the guest. On the day of function, following point need to be considered. Take briefing of staff about the function, service procedure and toast, etc. Check the personal grooming of the staff, allocate duties and responsibility for function, check the bar counter for adequate supply, and count the number of plates if required. Banquet bar setup. Set up the banquet bar as per the host requirement. Though the bar for the event is set a day or prior of the event, but remaining task is done on the same day, like stack bar according to the beverage package taken by the guest, and make sure there is enough supply of drinks for the entire event. Bar must operate as per the host instructions, and timing of bar need to be displayed to avoid any confusion during the event. The next step or next stage of organizing a banquet function starts when the function actually starts, and during the services of the banquet function following point needed to be considered, like food and beverage service procedure, timely service of food and beverage, buffet refilling and heating, ensure timely clearance, service of water, maintain AC temperature, and service of alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverages. So during the function, serve food and beverage according to the instruction given by the host. See that the guest receives the food and beverage on time. If plated, food reaches the guest quickly at right temperature. And if buffet, head count is made and the dishes are replenished quickly. Make sure food at buffet is hot and buffet is full. Ensure timely clearance of soiled cutlery and crockery. Water glasses are filled frequently and whenever required. The temperature of the function hall is at comfort level. Monitoring the service of alcoholic beverages is very important. So make sure that all the guests are being served alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages as per the package. Serving drinks in a banquet function. First of all, we need to understand that a host can select a beverage package or can select a certain amount of each drink. A drinks can be served from the banquet bar, or it can be served at bar itself, or it can be served at the guest table, or it can be pass around. So these are the mode of serving alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages during a banquet function. Let's understand the organization of food and beverage service for the banquet event. Organizing the food and beverage service during banquet event is very important task and need attention and planning. Duty allocation of staff need to be done according to the type of service. Mainly there are two methods of staffing for the food and beverage service during the formal function. First is the individual method. In this method, one server is allocated for a station or a certain number of table for food and beverage service as well as for clearance. This method is suitable when there is a buffet service. And the second method is team method. In this method, a team of 3 to 5 servers is allocated for a station or a section of dining area. In this method, some will do the pickup and some will serve the food and beverage, and all of them will do the clearance. This method is suitable when they are providing silver service or plated service during the banquet function. Let's understand the food service in banquet. So basically there are two methods of food service as we earlier discussed. It can be table service or buffet service. If providing table service at the banquet function, after guests are seated, head table is always served first and then others. Each course is served and then cleared at the same time. And if providing buffet service, after guests are seated on the table, head table get food first and then other guest. Table may be called to get food to avoid congestion at the buffet. Servers or wait staff clear dirty dishes, refill beverages, serve tea and coffee. Servers clear plates when each person finishes each course or item chosen from the buffet. Last stage of organizing a banquet function starts when the function or event is actually over. So, at this stage, we perform the following task. We break down the banquet area and start closing by stacking tables and chair and removing the unwanted stuff from the banquet hall. Staff is debriefed and feedback is given to the staff. A casual staff is paid and their services are terminated. All the electric gadgets and lights are switched off and turned off. The bill is prepared for the final settlement or payment. And after receiving the payment from the host, the sales records are mentioned or filled in the logbook for the record. Thank you very much for the attending this session. So student, I hope now you have better understanding of how to organize a banquet function and other relevant point of consideration while organizing a banquet function. Hope you learned out of this video. Keep practicing and keep learning. Thank you very much.